So you can probably spot a few changes I've made already. I've removed the original stud shooters that used to be either in this row of studs or that row of studs, and I've built up these cannons and moved them as close as possible to the engine nozzles. That looks a lot smoother to me and a little bit more realistic, and yeah, I just think it looks a lot cleaner. I've had to move these large slopes and these two smaller slopes there forward, and I had to drop these down 2 plates. That enabled me to fit this hinge piece here, and as I stated in the last video, this entire cavity here was unused and free and just covered. So you've actually got a space there, so there's actually quite a bit of room. And yeah, I like to store General Grievous's 4 lightsabers in there, so you can pretty much store whatever you like, but yeah, they seem to fit the lightsabers perfectly. So that now enables these 2 side cavities on each side to be used for whatever. I think I may mock up some bomb bays or weapons compartments, but we'll see. Right now I'm pretty happy with a little bit more freedom there, and yeah, that's unchanged, so that's all original. Now this large forward section of the fuselage here, that closes and locates into these two studs. The canopy is still loose and slides like it used to. So in the original, when this is all done and built and this is down, this would slide about and it was really annoying. It would never stay in one place and close solid. But now when you close this, the canopy stays shut and is solid. It doesn't slide about, and yeah, it removes that annoying little feature that was there. So yeah, I'm happy with that. As for the rear, I've added 2 more plates, which makes it look a little bit more complete, and a few plates on the inside too, so that there is now a stop. It doesn't overshoot like it used to. It used to fold beyond this and sit up a little bit. So now it looks a lot cleaner and it's easier to sit in its place. And yeah, it does the job. So I'll just flip the spacecraft over now and show you how the landing gear retracts. So these two forward ones, I like to bend those joints there and just fold them forward. So in the future, or shortly, I'll look to put maybe some slopes there or something to sort of smooth that out a bit. But for now, it looks good enough to me, and it actually has retractable landing gear, so I'm happy with that. Now the rear one, there's a bit more articulation there, but for now you just need this part. To retract that, you just fold it pretty much back. So in the future, I'm looking to remove these two pieces here and have that retract completely inwards. But for now, that does the job. It could be a little bit better concealed, but I'm happy with that, and yeah, I don't feel the need to change it up just yet. Originally, these thrusters, it was just these studs here and the flat 3x1. And being an aviation fan, thruster detail is pretty important to me, so I've added these little cylinder pieces here and put the studs back on top of them. And yeah, just adds to the detail a little bit. And that's for all 6 of them as well. And I think for now that's just about it. That's General Grievous's improved starfighter, in my vision anyway. So yeah, I don't see too much needing to be modified else rather than those short little things there, like the rear landing skid concealment and whatnot, but for now it looks good on display. I'll keep it displayed for a little while, but I do see myself pulling this apart in the future. There are a lot of parts I see here that can be utilised for other mocks and builds, so yeah, we'll see how we go. As for the next set I'm getting in, coming in within the next few days, I have Darth Maul's Sith Infiltrator, and I'm pretty excited about this set because I've never had one before. So I think there are 4 that LEGO have designed and made, and this will be the first one I build. So it's a new build for me, and I'm pretty excited about that. And the reason I'm also excited is it's from episode 1, and people will hate me for saying this. Now, this is the first Star Wars film I ever watched, so it is my favorite. The pod race was the fast, the speed, the sound, the adrenaline. It was, yeah. I remember seeing that in the cinemas, and I was just blown away. That was awesome. That was my jam. That was, yeah, that's something I really, really enjoyed. So I'm really excited about this build. I feel like seeing the figures and stuff like that is going to bring back some nostalgia. So I'm excited. It'll be interesting. Now, I have seen a review, only one review, so I don't know too much yet until I start the build, but from what I've seen, I'm pretty happy with the build. The LEGO seems to have designed it pretty well. So it's got landing gear, it's got a lot of detail for the cockpit. I'm pretty happy with the way they've designed it so far. But we shall see. As I do the build, I may find a few little things here and there that I'm going to want to modify as I do, so we'll see how we go. As for the next few days, weeks, the next video I plan on putting up is actually to do with a real vehicle, my own vehicle. And if you guys, any of you are interested, I am doing something different. So I've done a lot of modifications to the vehicle within the last 9 months. One of them has been a front mount intercooler. And there are many, if you want to know more about, well, briefly, I'll just go through what an intercooler is. So if you have charged air pressure, turbocharged or supercharged air, when you compress air, okay, so that's what a turbocharger or supercharger does, it compresses the air, it heats up. So you want to cool that air down to make it more dense, have more oxygen within that air because it's more dense, and combustion will be improved, and you'll get better performance. So performance is what I'm after a little bit here. So I'm planning to do something different. So I want to improve the airflow and the cooling effect of that front mount intercooler. So yes, this is a top mount intercooler scoop designed for a top mount. And yes, I know there are plenty of heat extraction vents or airflow extraction vents out there. I've been looking, and I was actually going to go for one that was designed for a GTR, and I decided not to. Now they were roughly the same price, and I chose to go and do something different because it's four-wheel drive, and this is actually what usually on D22s you see this on the front, so I'm reversing it. So I've already got a spot for it. It's going to be slightly to the left because the fan actually throws the air to the left. It's just slightly, and this will be just behind the fan, so the fan will be about here somewhere. So my theory is when I'm stationary, okay, that heat's going to be generated. It's going to want to go up, and with the assistance of the fan, it's going to be blown out through here. So if I turn the key and I feel airflow come through here, that's a win. That's the first win, anyway. So my next theory, and the next win, hopefully, and actually I'll use this as an example. So, as you're traveling down the road, you got all this air pressure, all this wind, all this air traveling and hitting the front of the car. So first, in my case, it'll go through the intercooler. Then it's going to go through the air conditioning condenser. Then it's going to go through the radiator. So that's 3 heat exchangers right there. That's generating heat. Then it's drawn. So first it's pushed, then it's drawn through into the engine bay, where the engine then is, the turbocharger and the exhaust, also generating heat. You got high pressure in there, so it's got to go somewhere. And in my case, right now, there's only one place it's designed to go, and that is down. And as you're traveling down the road at speed, you got hot air off the tarmac as well, or the road, or whatever you want to call it, the road. You got hot air traveling underneath the car, and I just don't see that air going straight through and straight down. I kind of feel like it's just in there swirling and just slowly bleeding out down through the bottom of the car. So my theory is you got high pressure in the engine bay that wants to escape. You got low pressure from fast moving air traveling over the bonnet, over the scoop, onto the windscreen. That's going to pull the high pressure. High pressure will want to move to low pressure. So the low pressure is going to pull, like a vacuum, the high pressure out. Basically, I'm just giving the air somewhere else to go. So if it works, so I'm planning to put, I don't know, little leaders or something like that, little bits of string or whatever, to see if airflow actually moves out of there while I'm driving. So we'll see that together. If it works, I'm going to be ecstatic, and that's worked. I don't need to do any more. Okay, but if it doesn't, and I see that the string just sits there, and it's just sitting there, I'm going to be disappointed, and I'm going to have to figure something else out. So, anyway, we'll find out together. It's something different. I know I'm probably made a lot of people just cack up laughing, but I'm just doing what I do. I just like to modify and do something different, and sometimes it looks silly and stupid, but hey, if it works, it works, and if it does the job, then I've achieved what I'm setting out to do here. So that's what I'm planning on doing in the next few days. So I've got to paint it as well. I'm planning on painting it factory gloss white to match the vehicle, my car. So plan on painting it. I've got some cutting to do. I want to maintain the integrity, the strength of the bonnet, so I don't want to cut any of the supports or anything, just the sheet metal, and hopefully, as far as I can tell and measured up, this should fit nicely. This shouldn't be obstructed. But, you know, as much as I've got a plan in my head, when does anything go to plan, right? So there's going to be some fun, but it's going to be frustration, as there always is, and that will be captured and that will be shown. So it's all part of the process. It's all part of the fun. I've done this. I've modified things, and nothing ever goes to plan. So it's all part of the fun, though, isn't it? So anyway, that's what is coming. And hopefully I have that up sooner than later. But yeah, depending on how long it takes, I can't give an exact date. So I'm hoping within the next few days. If not, I will find another review. I'll review some of the other mocks I've done and whatnot, and put that up in the meantime. So it'll definitely be videos to watch. But the big one is this one. So I do want to start putting content about my vehicles and my modifications up. I've got a few customers that I have a fair bit of work to do as well that is worth putting up. But this is the first one. I think this is the most fun and interesting and considered silly as well, but we'll see how we go. If it works, I'm going to be happy. But anyway, that's coming. So I hope that, you know, any of you were able to take anything away from anything I've shown today, or even just found it entertaining to watch, have a laugh, make fun of me, whatever. If I entertained you, I'm winning. I have found that I enjoy making these videos, as lengthy and as hard work as it actually surprisingly is. It is fun. I do like it, and I do get a laugh out of watching myself do this. So yeah, I thank you for watching this far into the video, and yeah, I look forward to posting the next one. So anyway, I'll see you guys in the next video.